Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a couple more shows to book ahead of Survivor Series. And as a reminder, after Survivor Series, we've got a Royal Rumble special. But we got some action to get to before that. And we've got Cheek here.
Buzz. Yeah.
Okay. In Canada?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
the buzz is real.
He's buzzing. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know if there was all buzzing. And a little surprised if fun fact for those watching, we have not recorded a GM episode in like 2 weeks because of schedules and getting the universe started and other stuff to the channel. So bear with us here for this first week of booking as we refresh ourselves gradually.
Yeah, bear with us. And as we're bearing with things, all I have to do this next fight is just have him not fight Chuck McWagon. That's how badly Chuck McWagon is in this man's ass right now. All right, so we're definitely going to have one Extreme Rules match because that is a crazy card to get. So,
Yeah.
without further ado, actually, hold on, I have further ado. I only have $13,000. So,
Big spender.
I mean,
Hey, big spender.
I can't even buy a pre-match physio, dude. This is sad. There's just nothing. Yay. Let's see.
Yay.
Who needs to get skewered? So the is a good candidate. Triton, keep grinding away on him. Manifestation, Solruka, Braun Breaker.
Oh yeah, who got hit with that popularity
Yeah.
downfall?
I know. Ugh.
The chaotic flip of Pop on NXT.
Some would say soda.
Let's. Man. This is tough, and no matter what I do, I'm probably going to get shit in the comments for it, so.
You already know.
I think I gotta keep building my guy. I gotta keep building the brand. We have to get this man inching towards level 15.
Oh,
You got that.
Oh, there it is. Let's go.
That's
Yeah,
big with
dude.
him in that world title feud with Sandman, too. That should set that up to be big time.
Oh, that was clutch. Because his popularity is going to come back naturally. We just... Yeah, alright. So, giant or a fighter? I think it'd be more beneficial to have him be a fighter. I feel like... That's just what we're going to do. We're going to not think about it. We're just going to go. We're just going to go. Alright. And then... now for the card. So we're going to keep... my man happy here. Punching Stone's gonna fight Axiom. And then that'll fulfill that promise. We have a lot of... Just to get refreshed here. Where's my boy Brawny? He's only at 47 stamina. He's at 66. So I think... we're gonna do one more fight, and then we're gonna rest him until... it's time for
just one.
mother fight. Please don't get injured. Alright, and then we got some tag feuds. I see it. I'm trying to calculate stamina in my head. Eric Rowan. Good lord.
Roman.
The Rowan Emperor.
Eric Roman Reigns is not looking pretty, so... Io Sky... Oh, Disco Bell one more week, bro. This is killing me.
Still at Taco Bell. Damn.
Taco Bell is killing me on the inside. Hold on. Are these ladies here? $43, $30, okay. Just wanted to check. I didn't want to... Who can fight? Let's ask that question instead. Kitsters is looking good. Chucksters is looking good. Howdy's looking good. Dragon Lee is looking
everywhere.
You like dragons?
I do.
Have you ever imagined dragons? Oh. Okay. I'm left in the dark. I'm just gonna finish booking this.
Left you hung you out to dry.
I'm not gonna. I'm actually. I'm not gonna put Kit in this with thee because I don't want it to like get stale or anything. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't go stale that quick. So we're gonna throw in Dragon Lee, and we're just gonna make a hodgepodge match. We got 2 more fights. So we're gonna get Disco Bell in a fight because I want her
next week in a fight.
Yes, but with Taco Bell.
60 popularity on a jobber is wild.
She was one of those that caught the big lift.
Ayo. Yeah, she did catch the big lift. We're gonna throw in Hail Mary. And that'll be a card, and then can we get one more? Last one. No, I don't want Triton's big ass to get big hurt.
Aww.
I think we're just gonna have... Yeah, we're just gonna have to downgrade.
That's just one of those shows that not to go home.
That's downgrade noise.
Can you do that again? And then we're just gonna have... Yeah, I'm gonna risk... No.
Well, under 40 is the risk.
Yeah. Well, I don't want her to get under 40 though. In general, is
Oh, yeah.
because
There's the go home show.
all right. So there's that. This is definitely going mid card. Just getting that out of the way now. That's not going to be good either. Obviously, here's our main, and then Cruiser Bruiser. Is that's the right? That's the proper one, isn't it? Or is it Cruiser
Giant.
Fighter? Cruiser Giant. Ugh. Okay.
Whoa.
I know. All right. I think we're gonna do that. We gotta do. No. Yeah, we're gonna switch her. She's actually gonna be good, or whatever the hell that thing is. Yeah. That took it 10,000. That's insane. Kitsters needs to do something. We're gonna have him self promo. I think it's worth the cost. Oh my gosh, I can't even. Yeah. Hold on, we're thinking, we're working through things. A little badvertising. And we're gonna have to do more badvertising.
We're thinking.
We are thinking. Okay. So that's a show, but this bad part is I need Extreme Rules, and Extreme Rules cost money. And Extreme Rules cost $18,000.
Unless... Imagine
18.
Dragons?
Dude, do you like dragons?
I do.
Oh, well then I'm not gonna really.
Damn it.
We're thinking. What the hell is Disco about? Oh, she got in trouble. She's not gonna give us enough money anyway. We don't need to release a big star. We just need like 17,000. But I mean, honestly,
But with how far into the season we are, it's gonna have to be someone somewhat decent because contract links are so much less now.
yeah. I could release Ivar and just get roasted since I just got him, but Ivar kind of just came to me, so it's not like I really invested anything to him. And then if this allows me to get a To the Moon card, could be nice. Could be nice. So I think that's what I'm gonna do because I just don't have big plans for big Ivar. So
Sometimes
I
you gotta
think,
pivot.
yeah, I think that's what we got to do. So I would rather have plus 15 pop for somebody I'm gonna use and need than just Ivar, who's probably just a body at this point in the season, just until we get to Mania. So it's not like he was going to be a part of anything special besides being a part of NXT, which is special.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Big special brand. So, okay, so we had absolutely no money. We got some money, and then we spent all the money because that's what we do. That's NXT. And that, my friends, is how you put together a card. Let's go. Beat that WCW.
Triple H, Tatum and Kalani wasn't the greatest fight. Part of the reason their fighting styles. I'm surprised I'm just now getting this. This feels like usually you get it for. I feel like I've definitely not done classes for every match, but Triple H is like, hey, brother. All right, Demon Finn, been putting in work. I've earned a shot at the men's title. This is where I always forget if this means the world title or the U.S. title. Because I can't remember how they like refer to them differently. He's smiling with teeth. Like if it's a U.S. title, that's easy. If it's a world title, I could just throw him in and make like a triple threat, or I could do a fatal 4-way with Tony in there and blow off those feuds next. You know what? We're gonna say yes, and we'll see what belt it is, and then make it work. Karrion Kross has a proposition. He wants to have a partnership with me. We'll do that to get his morale ticking here, and we can, as always, sign a random jobber to fill that in for a show. We've got 3 weeks for that. 3 weeks. Okay, so it is U.S. Championship when they say men's. So easy enough. Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers needs to not fight Johnny Gargano. And I think that's all the open ones here. Least popular cruiser for an injury rehab 3. Probably useful here. Our least popular cruiser would be Kelani Jordan. She's in a feud, so we can work with that. Power card, coast to coast, injury rehab 1. And the bigger they are, I'm tempted to snag up this false count anywhere boost.
Yeah,
Getting equipped up for the pay-per-view, but we'll see. Also, right here at the top, we are going to talk on this. So we've had a lot of people commenting and asking recently about power cards, the fact that we haven't really used a ton of them outside of the ones that boost our brands. So I thought, one, I am about to use one, not on you guys. I'm going to hit Armando. So I'll do that here. We've got 2 Veto stars, so we're gonna humble ECW for a second here. But I did want to talk about the fact, if you're watching this series and you're like, why the hell aren't these guys using more power cards to attack each other? We know that we're going to do multiple seasons. We also know that power cards roll over this year. So last year, that ended up being 3 seasons. This year, it could be 3 again. It could be 2. It could be 4. It all depends on, timing, how much is able to get done. And, we pretty much do this save throughout the whole year. So a lot of the holding of the power cards has happened because if I use bad publicity, it's a great card. If I use this now, there's no guarantee I'm going to get another copy of bad publicity. If I use this 2-bit arena on somebody now, I might not get it again, and it could be super helpful when I'm in the home stretch of season 2, season 3, season 4, whenever we know it's going to be the final season. So if you're watching and you're wondering why have more cards not been used, that is why. But I mentioned at the end of the last episode, we got a second copy of Veto Star, so I wanted to use one of those this week, so we knock that out. But thought I'd address that because we have had a lot more questions on that recently. Seasonal challenges, 2 more role changes, 2 more interferences. Okay. So I think I'm gonna end up buying this, but we'll see. I could also buy Coast to Coast, do the GM interference this week, and boost that up. So let's start to put this one together and see. So right off rip, looking at a couple things here. So Gable does not have the stamina to go into a match this week without a risk for injury. So we will not do Finn's promise this week, but that means we would have to do it next week, because if we don't do it next week, I would then have to do it at the pay-per-view, which is highly unlikely. So Chad Gable, while I'm thinking about it, I want to see if I don't think I have a health spa. I don't. So Chad Gable is going to rest this week. And do I have a physio for next week? I do. So I'm going to rest him this week, give him the physio for next week, and that'll be the U.S. title match. I'll probably include Tony D'Angelo in that since they have level 3 feud. Let's go ahead and toss on Kalani and Tatum Paxley again. They've got the stamina. That takes care of my challenge for an injury rehab. I think we're going to grab a random here. Is he heel or did they make him face on ECW? I can't remember. Where the hell are my eyes? There we go. Okay, so we want the face. So Dante Roberts is going to come in for a night. Salute to you. You're going to lose.
Dante.
Spoiler.
He might win. Look at Max Impact.
True. It could happen.
No.
Look at East Backdraft.
The other side I'm thinking here is we've done this a couple times. Depending how the card goes, I could make this a tag match, pair carrying across someone, and then just sign, I think that was Nick Clipper hanging out as the other one. And just give basically 2 people the guaranteed win. So we'll see. And then in doing this, I'm going to go ahead and buy Coast to Coast. And we're going to go ahead and use Coast to Coast. So we get a +2 show bonus for this week. This card is one, if you randomly get it's whatever, but it does come in handy if you do have a GM interference you want to book. Gives a little show boost elsewhere. Looking at everything else, stamina-wise, our main feuds are kind of struggling here because we've got A-Town Down Unders looking good, but Undertaker and Finn are not looking good, and I need Finn to fight next week, so he needs to be off this week. Roman and Undertaker got their feud, so we're in kind of a funky spot, but Liv Morgan is back after a couple weeks away, fulfilling her promise. So I think we're going to go with a women's title match between those two. I could potentially throw a third person in for like a class boost there. Damn it, I keep hitting the wrong one. Elsewhere, where's Roxanne at? So Roxanne and Rhea could happen this week. Abraca Slam, I could risk him with Pat McAfee. I could throw Austin Theory into a match with someone just to do it. We're actually going to go... Okay, so we're going to go Austin Theory versus Julius Creed. That takes care of Julius Creed's promise. And then I've got to decide, basically, do I want to put Roxanne and Rhea in the women's title match or give them their own match here tonight? I think I'm going to give them their own. Put that up here. Potentially a stipulation on that. And then I think we're going to make this a triple threat just to give me another class in here. Which in this case, Gigi's the one that would be unique. So Gigi's going to get a random shot at the title here. She's kind of just chucked into this thing. But we're going to go ahead and take that risk. We've got Liv in the tag feud anyway. Preferably the title stays with Liv and Dakota, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, promo-wise, We are going to have Roman try to get his feud with Taker to level 4. We are going to have looking at the feud, see if there's anything else I really want to get to the next level to blow off the go home show, and thinking of the pay-per-view. We could go with DIY calling out the Creed Brothers. So we'll get that going. Do we want to make a role change this week? I do still need to do 2 more of these. So is there someone just hanging out here? And what I'm thinking is I could just randomly turn Pat McAfee and then just turn him right back next week. So that's what we're going to do. Pat McAfee is going to go through an emotional crisis here. And then for the final slot, we're going to go for a little charity promo here. And we are going to have Tony be my we're gonna go Shotzi. We're gonna go Shotzi be my charity gal. For continuity, does the order on the promos matter for my brain? Not too much, but I am gonna go like this, and then match order, potentially toss stipulations on there, but we are going to look at real quick here. I want to see the male superstars that are available. Yes, so we're gonna grab another body here. Oh, it was Bobby Marquis. My apologies.
Oh, he looks like he could cut hair.
he gave some Nick vibes there.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is gonna become a tag match. Bobby Marquis is gonna be on the other side of things. That would have been bad by me. And then Grace Waller's doing okay. We're gonna give Abracaslam in theory a dub here. Nope, his stamina's too low. We're gonna give Brutus Creed of the Creed Brothers a victory here tonight with Karrion Kross. In theory, it's never a full guarantee. Then we are gonna go ahead and grab that. Whoever gets booked in that match at the pay-per-view will have no stamina afterwards, so I'll mentally prepare for that and then act shocked when it happens. And then we're gonna give this Extreme Rules. We're gonna give this Tables, lock down the curve, and I think we're golden here. Double check. So Karrion Kross promise fulfilled. Demon Finn, we need to give him the U.S. title match next week. We'll use a physio on Chad Gable if we're in trouble. Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers isn't fighting Johnny Gargano, so he's fulfilled. We get our commissioner goal, and then we'll need to, when we turn Pat McAfee back into a face, that'll complete this. Get me a random card. And then we need to do one more run-in or GM interference at some point. I won't do that next week on the Go Home show. So I'll do that sometime after Survivor Series before Mania and get a health spa that's probably just going to be used for Season 2. I need to cut $3,000.
Oh boy.
So we are going to take the tag team call out away.
Ooh,
And we'll just
all
make
right.
that an advertising promo for.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think. Obviously, we can lose some popularity on this.
Abracaslam.
He can't afford to lose the pop. We're gonna go to Ciampa. I feel like we can get him back up pretty easily. All right,
Some tomatoes. Tomato champ.
golden there. Don't need the rehab. Used our veto star on ECW, and we are thriving.
Oh, shit. Okay. Let's see here. Did I do something to make you upset? Jerry Sweat's upset because I did a commissioner run-in for Argus. Cry more, Jerry Sweat. That's all I gotta say. Cry more. Karen versus Nia wasn't the greatest because their fighting styles don't work. It's the first time I've mismatched fighting styles this season. Week 18. I'll take that. Armando Alejandro Estrada says, "Hey there, Nick. I've been watching the progress of Raw this season. You're putting up a far better fight than I've expected, but it won't last." I don't know why he turned into like Telemundo, but anyways, I expect to be at the top of the podium by the end of the season. Best of luck. Best of luck to you, brother. Jacob Fatu says, "I think it's time that we had a show in a bigger arena." That's exactly what I was thinking as well, Jacob Fatu. So I'm going to put you in a real arena within the next 2 weeks. And that time is now. Oh no. I got to partner Trick Williams with Kevin Owens. How happy is Kevin Owens? Because it's just not in my plans. He's happy. We're bailing on that for sure. He's happy. He's showing teeth. He can handle that. Not book our most popular available specialist this week. Who is that? That is Becky Lynch. Darn. Okay, that's fine. We can kind of maybe go to oh man, but then I can't end this next week. Okay, I mean, it's just really important to get that. So, because that's a real good card. The network special increased the fans gain from this week's show by 20%. We can't use it in the week of a PLE, but you can use it in a go home show. And obviously it can roll over as well. I almost thought I didn't have any challenges done. I'm like, I'm sure I did because they're grayed out. I thought they were green for some reason. No, it's here where it's green. Okay. 400K on power cards. We'll get there. We might not actually get there, but whatever. Change the role of 10 superstars. That's what Cody's trying to do right now, and I might not be able to get that. We will find out later. Okay, so I wanted to end that next week, but we may have to stretch this out to WrestleMania. So this week we will be doing Zelina Vega versus Alexa Bliss. Call it a number one contender match, I guess. And that's definitely not going to be our main event now. Our main event going to be the Samoan Werewolves versus Damian Priest and not John Cena. No. He wanted to fight. He's been trying to get the tag team championships by himself, but it's just not happening. So he needs a partner. And there's only one thing. There's only one person I can think of partnering with Damian Priest. It's Max Impact, baby.
Let's go.
So of course, we need to hit up little Meat Mountain. Where is it? Argus.
Hey yo.
Flip. Jerry Sweat. And
the winner of tonight's match, Ace
Dude,
Backdraft. If he goes
please,
2 for 2.
please.
Let's go see if there's any other giants.
Maya Kirk looks so pissed.
I'm just gonna roll the dice. That's what we gotta do, baby. I don't have any money because we're gonna spend $150,000 to upgrade our arena. Whoa. Oh, interference. That's why I'm like, what is going on? No, we want to do another. We're gonna try our best to rig this one again. And Ace Backdraft is automatically winning this one because if you have this shakeup card and you put somebody that isn't a giant in there, that person automatically wins. I don't know if you guys knew that. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that. Where is Doc Daddy? There he is. He's going to go up against Ludwig Kaiser because Obafemi is injured and this doesn't need to go up anymore. So this is kind of a tune-up match. And just like Cheek tuned up his cheek there. Oh,
you heard that?
Oh, yeah. That was a ripper. And I just slid that in there when nobody was looking. So nobody saw that until later. What is going to... Oh, yeah. I guess we can kick off this show. This is not very good kickoff, I guess. Maybe instead I can end. We'll put in maybe Eddie Thorpe and Baron Corbin as the opener instead. And then we'll have Alexa Bliss call out... Where is she? Hello? Oh, it's still a match. Got you. No, this is going to open because it's a level 3 feud. So we are going to do Alexa Bliss calling out Becky Lynch. It's still fulfilled. And what we're going to slide in here... Oh. No, I'm not doing that, actually. Just because they're so mismatched on stamina. I'm gonna put Baron Corbin in a tune-up match against Drew McIntyre. And I don't really have something to kick this off now. I could do maybe in a non-title match. Oops, sorry. Maybe a non-title match this week. We'll do this to kick it off. All right, that feels good. And then over here, we're going to have Trick Williams. Where is he? He's going to call out Drew McIntyre. And we'll also have Brooks Jensen. Again, I know sometimes we take some liberties, and I'm going to put in John Cena, but this is Brooks Jensen calling out John Cena. We just need Brooks to get another 12 stamina by not using him at all this week. That's really, really helpful. And then again, for tribal knowledge, last week, Solo Sikoa was walking through the hall, and Kevin Owens kind of just, checked him with a, when you kind of like you flinch at someone. Yeah, flinch check. See if Solo would flinch. Solo didn't flinch, but he took it personally. And this week, we are going to see if we can drop this feud that we started last week. No, we can't. Oh boy. So,
and just as a quick refresher, what Kano was trying to do is obviously KO, AJ were on cooldown to see if he got a new feud started, does that immediately kill the cooldown, or is there still a weeks of progress to the cooldown?
And the answer is no. As you can see at the top right there, rivalry is still on cooldown, even though Kevin Owens has a different feud. That is okay, I guess. That just means we're going to let Kevin Owens cut an advertising promo instead for show logistics. We're going to go ahead and buy, because we have enough money, we're going to buy our wrestling center for $150,000. That leaves us with $17,000. But the more people you cram into a show, the more money you get. We went up from $5,000 to $10,000, and the ticket prices go up 50 cents. Man, I wish wrestling tickets were $250. Hello? Oh, maybe I should have checked this first. That's okay. I'm crying. I'm going to cry. That's
Just
fine.
release somebody.
Nope, we're good. I'm going to go ahead and throw this right on Argus. He's going to go to the moon.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. We'll get him up to 33 if my math is correct. And
That
Ooh.
is correct.
Damn it.
That is correct.
And we're gonna go ahead and do this, but nobody saw that. Oops. I didn't mean to click that. That's terrible.
Oh no.
Oh no. I don't think anybody really needs to spa this week. Maybe Brooks, because he's kind of grumps. I don't like Grumpy. I don't need him coming for any. Yeah, we're giving him a small morale boost.
Oh.
There we go. He's not grumpy anymore. We can use 2 of these in a row, but I don't think Obafemi is going to need it just yet. So we're going to hold on to it, and we'll use... Oh, we're going to have 2 of these. Damn. By this week's show. Okay, so if I use it next week, we can increase our stuff. Increase match cost. And because, we've talked about it, we've been there, I am going to use a This Is War, and we're going to use it on Armando as well. He is too far into the lead. So I'm going to use one of my This Is War cards and pair it up with Cody's Veto Star, card that he just played. This is going to leave 6 selected superstar. I don't know actually if it will stack though. Maybe that's not the best. He might get lucky with one stacking. So I don't know. I just talked myself out of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it would be 6. It would just be. I assume the veto star is either gonna take the top, and then you're picking 5 from the rest, or you hit 5 first, then I take the highest remaining. Would be.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We want to use one. I've seen the comments. Even though these cards roll over, we might save one to roll over into season 2. I'm not sure yet, but Armando is just too far in the lead. He's got a sizable lead. If you can see a gap there, you see all 3 of us kind of at the same point, and Armando's flying
I
into the
think
lead.
because coming off the last pay-per-view, I got within, I think it was 15,000, but the first 2 shows in this build to Survivor Series, he's taking a lead there. If he somehow dominates us on a week where he has 6 stars gone on the go home show, series might just end. That might just be
it might just end. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hit him with a talent surge too. So if you think he gets cute and thinks he's going to go add talent to his show, no, you're not. It's going to be expensive as shit. So we're going to hit him with 2 power cards. And don't worry, I'm sure we'll all start firing power cards at each other soon as well too. But just to get you guys your bloodlust, we will throw some power cards towards Armando's way. And I think that's it for me this week. I'm going to take a quick look. We got the tag titles on the line. We don't have the women's tag titles on the line yet. Not this week. We'll save that for next week at the go home where this feud will end. This feud's going to go up to level 3, just checking everything. Okay, we're looking real good for the go home show, except for this match where Ace Backdraft's going to win. Other than that, we got our commissioner goal. I think we're going to piss off Kevin Owens just a little bit, but I think that's the move. And I did do this. Okay. Nobody saw that. There we go.
And we kick it off with ECW. And little does that bitch Armando know what's coming his way next week. So he better enjoy this good show while he's able to book it. And he's going to kick off the show, Maxine Dupree versus Fallon Henley. These two have truly grown in this feud, made each other better. And tonight, Maxine Dupree gets 3-star victory. That rivalry is already level 4. Then Javon Evans calls out Alpha. Remember, Alpha, the first level 25 to get signed. Got into a feud with Javon Evans. And as always, just a refresher, the promo rating doesn't really matter on something like COD. It's flip of a coin. So even though the promo was embarrassing, it did exactly what it's got to do. Javon Evans said, Alpha can't be bouncy like I'm bouncy. The rivalry went to level 3. And then it's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton taking on Lyra Valkyria, and Lyra getting the job done. 2.5 stars for her victory. Rivalry with Stratton up to level 2 and back from injury. It is Andre Chase.
Yeah.
And he is fired up. He's so happy. Karrion Kross is gone. The tag titles became vacant. His buddy Duke Hudson won the belts with Channing Stacks Lorenzo. And he says, you too can join Chase University and find championship gold. And 4 people in the crowd fill out their applications. And then it is Logan Paul versus Coral Anderson. And Coral finally gets through Logan Paul here. Logan was on a little bit of a win streak there, but Coral gets the job done tonight. 3 stars. The second level 25 signing was Trish Stratus. And I'm trying to remember, again, we talked about it. It's been like over 2 weeks to record these. I'm trying to remember if Trish has been in a match yet. I know she's been cutting promos, but she gets another effective self-promo here tonight. 3 popularity, but that popularity could put her at risk to get hit with a veto star next week. We'll have to see. And then Blair Davenport started a new win streak on ECW, defeating Ivy Nile recently, but that win streak, it's gone. It's done. It's over. Ivy Nile, 2.5 stars in that victory, pushing her feud with Blair Davenport out to level 3. And then the AOP call out the good brothers, and they say, you're the second best pair of brothers in the CodyVerse. And that pissed off the good brothers major. So that rivalry is up to level 2. And then Luke Gallows, after being so upset by that promo, has to come to the ring and try to regain his focus, taking on Shinsuke Nakamura for the ECW World title. Shinsuke, he comes out, he's all taped and bandaged up. The man looks like he is about to keel over. But somehow, some way, he hits a Kinshasa and he's holding his knee in pain and agony. And he crawls over, gets the pin for the 1, 2, 3, hangs on to his championship, starting a new feud with Luke Gallows. 4-star match. It was unbelievable. But he couldn't rise to his feet. He couldn't get to his feet. And after he got checked at a local medical facility, he found out he is out for 6 weeks. So the ECW World Championship, for I feel like the 17th time, is just frozen in place on an injured superstar.
Well, okay. Hopefully my show has no one getting injured in it. Shout outs to Shinsuke for going above and beyond. Anyways, we have a better card to tend to right now in our opener. This is an Extreme Rules match. Chuck McSwaggin, the Uncle Howdy, Dragon Lee. This is going to be a knockout, drag out, slobber knocker. Let's go. Okay. Takes out McSwaggins. he goes over to Dragon, says, I don't like dragons, but I will drag your sorry ass across the ring. And Uncle Howdy, he's just there. He's existing. He's having a good time. But the Adonis takes out everybody. Again, one of our best superstars in the ring with another big victory. And whatever this thing is, it tries to come out and say, I come in peace, please. I may look like a hellish demon, but I'm actually quite friendly if you just get to know me. And she manages to get out the most disturbing smile you've ever seen. But nonetheless, she goes face. She goes good. So we'll have to see what this brings for the manifestation and her story. Is she truly a good guy, or is this like a fiend friend Bray Wyatt situation where she still has those demons inside of her? We will find out. And speaking of finding out things, none of these ladies have demons inside of them, but if you trigger them just the right way, that demon might appear. Nah, not for Io Sky. Io Sky gets a big win. We needed to get her in the ring. She hadn't been in the ring in a while. Didn't want her morale to dip. Even though we had to go face there, it was what needed to be done with the card given. Trying to balance staminas, things of that nature. We thrive and go on. Big win over Sol Ruka, though. Sol Ruka is definitely one of our top contenders in the future for her title belt. And then, good lord, Kit Wilson is being a pouty little baby right now. And I'm trying... No, I'm serious. I'm trying to get his morale a little better. So I couldn't get him a match this week, but I was trying to get him into the promo slot, maybe raise that morale. And instead, he's being a little bitch about it. And so he gives the shittiest promo known to man, barely even speaks clearly into the microphone. No one can understand him. So no fans join in his brigade, and everyone boos this man as they should. They say, put a shirt on, freak. And then Dr. Punching Stone, so happy to get into the ring and not see Chuck McSwaggin. His little mustache wiggles with joy. But Axiom, ready to go, ready to rock. But Dr. Punching Stone, oh, never mind. Axiom comes away with the big victory over Punching Stone. Punching Stone had way more stamina, but it doesn't matter because he didn't have way more heart, way more talent. And Axiom gets a big win. The rivalry grows to the juiciest of level 2s. And then, oh my goodness, Jey Uso yeets everywhere, but he hits a couple people when he's trying to yeet, and 8 people leave in disgust. So we get a nice chunk of change, but at what cost? I wonder what the value is per each for one popularity. If it's, you know, at what point is this just bad value for the money I got? I don't know if you can assign a dollar amount to every individual level of popularity, but I feel like losing 8 pop, regardless of the amount you get, is pretty tough. So mixed feelings about it, but our whole promo side's been just mixed feelings at this point. And then to top it all off, Hail Mary's gonna come into the ring. She knows damn well that the manifestation has gone good. She stays on the dark side of things, though, but someone else who's no stranger to the dark side of things, Alba Fire, comes down to the ring, and they're gonna get scrapping. And Alba Fire just dominates easily, much to the disgust of the fans. But you know what? Hail Mary, Her mind was a little distracted by the manifestation going heel. It threw her off her game. That's the real rivalry there. That's where her real focus is. But losing these matches doesn't bode well for things past her rivalry with the manifestation. We're trying to see which of these ladies are deserving of tag team title shots, which of these ladies are deserving of female world title holders. So far, Hail Mary not boding well on her own. But someone who can bode well on her own and can hold a mic very well on her own, our advertising queen, Jade Cargill, goes and absolutely rakes in some cash, and only one person is disgusted by it. And it's probably Armando Alejandro Estrada, that son of a bitch. But yeah, so anyways, 11,000. Thank the Lord for Jade Cargill. She has been a true godsend in the advertising game. And now, you might have said, what a shit card, Cheek, until this main event. The Sandman, Pocket Sand, coming in against Braun Breaker. His popularity is down. But you know what? Something else of his is not. His heart is not down. It is through the roof.
It's up.
And you know what? His popularity is about to go back up because you know why? He's about to whoop the Sandman's ass at the pay-per-view. At the pay-per-view. The rivalry grows. Sandman says you ain't got shit on me yet. You're still only a level 15. Braun Breaker just got to level 15, by the way. His first match as a level 15 didn't go as planned, but you know what? He's at his eyes set on becoming a level 20 one day. He's got his eyes set on that NXT championship in a couple weeks. Rivalry grows to level 3. Boom!
And then we head over to WCW. And Sonya Deville is excited because the ladies are going to get featured heavily here tonight. And it kicks off with Rhea Ripley and Roxanne Perez. Remember, Roxanne Perez held us up for $100,000, and we paid it. Rhea Ripley decided to showcase how much of a giant she is, and that, you know what, Roxanne probably wasn't worth the money, but hey, you want to pay $100K for Roxanne, I'll make it worth your while. So they kick it off in this match, in a tables match, and it is Rhea Ripley getting the job done. Roxanne Perez could not figure out how to lift Rhea and put her through the table, so Rhea finally, after some strong back and forth between the two, hits the Riptide on Roxanne Perez through the table, and at the end of the match, she stands over Roxanne and she signals for that women's championship. She wanted to be in the main event, but she had other business to handle. And then Tommaso Ciampa comes out to the ring, and he says, at what point is the popularity loss worth the dollars that you gain? I was watching NXT 2.0, and I thought my dear friend Jey Uso brought up a good point. And he pulls out like an easel, and he's got all these graphs on it. It's basically like a Demetri Martin comedy special, except he's not trying to be funny.
This is a pie chart about procrastination.
And as he's pointing this out, people just start to get bored with it. They're like, dude, we're not here to fucking learn economics, brother. We just want to watch wrestling. So 7 people get up and storm out of the ring, but a few people learn how to make some useful investments, and then they contribute some of the profits back to WCW. So we get $11,500, but 7 popularity down on Tommaso Ciampa. And then Karrion Kross, straightforward, came up to Sonya Deville and says, hey, how about a partnership? And Sonya said, okay, you know, I got a couple talent for you here. And just before Karrion Kross came to the ring, Brutus Creed of the Creed Brothers said, hey, me and my brother Julius, we've been dealing with DIY. We've seen the work you've been putting in at trying to expose Tommaso Ciampa. My brother Julius of the Creed Brothers has a match later on tonight I wouldn't mind getting in the ring with you here tonight. And Karrion Kross simply nods, doesn't say a word. So it's Karrion Kross and Brutus Creed of the Creed Brothers against Dante Roberts and Bobby Marquis. And the team that was needed to win wins. Of course, low match rating here. GM interference with the jobbers there, but we're doing that to avoid pissing anybody off. We take care of the Karrion Kross promise, get Brutus Creed of the Creed Brothers victory, and we used that, Coast to Coast. We used that power card to get +2 show bonus. So even though this match was bad, we do get a show bonus that'll hopefully help everywhere else. On the charity side of things, Shotzi comes out to the ring, and she says, I am so excited tonight to watch my fellow Chemical X members get victories. Tatum Paxley's going to continue to prove that she's a step ahead of Kelani Jordan. And tonight, Gigi Dolan, even though her and I came up short taking the tag titles away from Liv and Raquel, I get to watch her in a triple threat Extreme Rules match take the championship away from Liv Morgan. Isn't it a beautiful thing? And 2,000 new fans agree that Chemical X, the takeover, would be a good thing. Then it's Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers against good guy Austin Theory. And Austin Theory looks down and defeated as Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers is dominating this match. But then Austin Theory starts thinking, what would a babyface do? And he gets up and he hits 4 really great moves all together. And then he hits Ataxia, the 5th move. And then he realizes, wait, that's what a good babyface does. Gets your ass beat the whole match, hits the 5 moves of doom, and then goes for the pin. And so then he pins Julius Creed and he wins, and the crowd is going crazy for him. A-Town Down Under, they're learning how to be babyfaces, and it's making them very, very dangerous. 1.5 stars in the match. New rivalry starts between Austin Theory and Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers. Then Pat McAfee comes out to the ring and says, damn it! They made me cut this promo, and I haven't had my coffee. And he holds up a coffee mug, and it's that classic thing. We all have a coworker that has that coffee mug. It's like, don't talk to me before I've had my coffee. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't get that vibe, but everybody knows somebody that's like that. And Pat McAfee is pissed because he had to cut a promo before he had his coffee. And a couple ring crew workers, they try to bring out a pot, and he says, hell no! And he spikes his little mug down in the ring, and it shatters all over. So now the ring crew's pissed. The crowd is pissed. They've got to clean it up before our next match. And our next match, it is Kelani Jordan versus Tatum Paxley. Kelani Jordan, hey, look, we book her on this show. We get an injury rehab card. Easy decision. Kelani and Tatum Paxley, 2 lower-level superstars I was super excited about. We've brought the Ring XP up a little bit, but we haven't gotten the same success with popularity. They've been feuding here with the chance to maybe blow off that feud in a great match. And as the match is going between these two back and forth, Kelani Jordan trying to get momentum. She goes to the top rope. And when she goes for the moonsault, Tatum Paxley able to avoid. And as she avoids, she rolls and she sees a little piece of the mug of Pat McAfee. Ooh. She picks it up. And while the ref isn't paying enough attention, boom! Just a quick shot. Kelani Jordan knocks her off the 1, 2, 3. 1.5 stars. Rivalry up to level 3. I think the situation for this is we probably need to get this level 4 and then put someone else in the match with them and hope that them blowing off a feud gives them a nice popularity boost going into the Mania push. And then Roman Reigns comes out to the ring and says, I don't know if it's going to be on the Go Home show. I don't know if it's going to be a Survivor Series. But Roman Reigns, head of the table, needle mover, greatness on a different level, mode, God mode, is going to take you down, Undertaker. And I know that I would tell you to read between the lines, but you can't read, so let me just spell it out for you. And then Enzo Amore's in the crowd, and he goes, and actually, no, it'd be Colin Cassidy. And Roman Reigns is like, shut up. And he says it's clear that he will take down The Undertaker, keep his world championship, and expose the dead man. Whether that's next week or in 2 weeks, we'll have to find out. And then in the main event, Liv Morgan puts her women's championship on the line against Dakota Kai and Gigi Dolan. Triple threat Extreme Rules action.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And then,
no.
as the match commences, they have hit each other with every weapon known to man, every weapon known to woman, every man, woman, weapon, whatever the hell it is. These three ladies put everything on the line. They kick out of everything, and it's like, what the hell could end the match? And then Liv Morgan gets thrown out of the ring. Gigi Dolan stares down Dakota Kai. And Gigi says, bring it. She's bloodied up from this match. And Dakota Kai looks at Gigi Dolan and says, why are hairdressers always on time? And Gigi, fear sets in her eyes, and Dakota Kai says, they know all the shortcuts. And Gigi Dolan falls to the mat, defeated by the Punisher herself, and Dakota Kai gets the 3 count, getting back her women's championship in a 3.5 star main event.
Shut up, bitch!
And moving on over to Raw. The show opens up in Nick Aldis's office, and Damian Priest, he storms in and he says, I'm done waiting. Give me the tag champs. Give me Solo. Give me Fatu. I beat them both last week in that handicap match. I've earned this. Nick Aldis says, without even looking up from his paper, he goes, you can't. It's a sanctioned division. I legally can't book a handicap title match. Trust me, I've asked legal. And Priest says, so that's it? They get to walk around pretending they're untouchable? Nick slowly turns towards the door and he says, they're not untouchable. You just have to, and he's gesturing towards somebody standing at a frame. We pan over to Max Impact. He's standing there. He's twitching slightly. And he says, I'm durable. I taste electricity. And then Damian Priest goes, what the fuck is that? And Nick Aldis goes, that's your tag partner. You said you don't care. It's like you don't even have one. That match is a main event, by the way. Goodbye. And so we move on to our first match with the Meta 2 versus Tam Nia. Don't forget the name. And Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, they're in the ring. And Jakara says, Tam Nia, big, scary ladies. They're always looking mad, always looking hungry. For our gold. And Lash says, you want a shot at our tag titles? Say it with your chest, ladies, because the next time we see you two in that ring, you better bring more than the temper tantrums. Jakara says, we're not scared of giants. We pin them. Lash says, we style on them. And together they go, we run this. And then Tam Nia's music hits, and the Women's Intercontinental Champion comes out with Nia Jax, and they're ready to make a statement right now. They said, we pin giants. Let's see if that's true tonight. It's not true. And Tam Nia makes a statement, and that's level 3. We grow that rivalry, and at the Go Home show next week, it will be for the tag titles. Alexa Bliss goes to cut one of her advertising queen promos, but as soon as she grabs the mic, Becky Lynch storms the ring, jumps inside, attacks Alexa Bliss before she can even open her mouth. And she just lays the beat down on Alexa Bliss. And that grows from level 2 to level 3. But before that, we cut to Drew McIntyre, and he says, he's with Argus, obviously, and he says, all right, lad, listen to me. Last week you did what Nia Man has done. Ye pulled Angela. She didn't bend the knee for just anyone. She chose ye. That means something. And I'll be damned if I let this locker room treat you like another big man with a keel entrance. He says, you're a local talent. You're a stone made of flesh. And you're the one Angela called forth. And the time's coming to show these daft bastards that this mountain belongs to Angela now. Gotta remind them why the thunder follows your name, Argus. Let the blade guide ye. And let the ring witness destiny. He gives over Angela to Argus for the match. And this one starts because the boys are already in the ring, and Argus makes his entrance. Ace, he's trying his best. He tries to fireman carry. He's a fireman. He tries to fireman carry Jerry Sweat, but guess what? He slips in Jerry Sweat's sweat. Jerry then dives at Argus, and Argus picks him up, with ease, even though he's a big man, and throws him to the side. And while Jerry kind of distracts the ref, Flip and Ace, they double team Argus with a ladder, but they just bend it right over his back. He barely moves. The crowd is loving this. Please. God,
No fucking way.
Let's
No
go.
way.
I'm convinced that it knows I have this damn
Oh
shake-up
my
card.
God.
Bro.
20,000. Ace backdraft literally burns $80,000 in front of Nick Aldis's face.
Bro.
And I have no idea what to say. Nick Aldis is backstage. He's ripping his hair out of his damn head because he's flabbergasted at how Ace can do this. If Ace is on Community Creations, he might have just made his way into the Royal Rumble. But we got one more shot at the Meat Mountain, and if Ace wins, I don't even know what to do. But we got 2 feuds popping out of that, so not the worst thing in the world. We really could have used that 40 grand.
What are the odds? 1 in 4, I guess.
1 in 4. Trick Williams is being interviewed by Jackie Redmond, and she says, Trick, after 2 losses to Drew McIntyre, what's your mindset? And Trick Williams says he's cool, he's compromised. He says Drew's not the problem. It's that sword. Man's out here treating Angela like she's got a social insurance number, talking to it, obsessed. An obsession, that gets you caught slipping, and that's going to be his downfall. And Argus pulled that sword. Drew ain't pulled nothing yet. I'm still here, and the next time, Trick ain't missing thrice. That is true. He don't miss thrice. So this one, it's kind of a tune-up match, if you will. I mean, if you look up at the top there, we got Montez Ford running in. Yeah, Dawkins, he's in the ring with Ludwig Kaiser, and these two are just going at it. You know, the bell rings. It's technique versus the big man himself. Dawkins hits power moves early, overwhelming Ludwig with the suplexes and shoulder blocks. Ludwig slows it down a little bit with precision strikes, targeting the ribs of the big man because we know those ribs have been sore. The crowd is fully behind Dawkins. And Dawkins, big Doc, he dodges a drop kick, bounces off the rope, pop up spine buster. What did I say? Big Doc? Oh, you thought I said something else.
No, you'll see.
Got you. Yeah, exactly. Like, we're good. Pop up spine buster, 1, 2, 3. He rolls over. He clutches his ribs, but he's smiling. Then Montez Ford music hits. He runs down with a grin. He helps Dawkins up. They raise each other's arms. Boom! Super kick to the jaw. Dawkins drops like a sack of bricks. Montez Ford grabs the mic, crouches over him, says, "You ain't the smoke, Lo. I am." He drops the mic on Dawkins' chest. The heel turn has been started. We saw the cracks forming in the Street Profits, and I think Montez Ford has had enough of Angelo Dawkins getting the main event shots, getting the everything. He's got a title match last week, and I think Ford's just sick of it. We got Brooks Jensen again last week. If you missed it, John Cena dropped the most fire Discord diss track that's a Discord exclusive. And so this week, Brooks Jensen, he's outside of a sketchy recording studio. He's wearing a full fur-lined denim vest, and he's dragging his IC title behind them. And a guy with a cowboy hat fist bumps him as he walks out. Because Brooks Jensen holds up a USB labeled Cena diss track, Brooks exclusive, Discord exclusive, remix. And then we cut to the commentary booth and we say, we just got word that Brooks Jensen is dropping a Discord exclusive diss track in response to John Cena's Discord exclusive diss track. So if you want to hear Brooks Jensen's diss track back to John Cena, you're going to have to go to the description, click on the Discord link, and join the Discord. You go to the CodyVerse channel and see where this episode posted. Right after that is going to be the diss track, and it is fire. Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, another tune-up match for the go-home show. Corbin's, he's in the ring, and I don't know, Drew McIntyre's kind of been on a heater. He's got Angela back from Argus. He's carrying it, although Angela has not been the good luck charm for Argus, but we'll get there. And this one kind of goes on, and Corbin's starting strong. He hits a deep 6 early. but no match. Drew McIntyre kicks out easily. Corbin, he catches Drew off guard with Drew's Claymore attempt off guard and kind of just dodges it. And then Drew stuns Corbin with a Glasgow kiss out of nowhere. Both men collapse. They're exhausted. But again, man, he's like we said, he's on a heater. With that, after that headbutt, Drew gets up and he sets it up. A Claymore out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. I guess it wasn't out of nowhere. He set it up. 1, 2, 3. He stands over Corbin and he looks over left and right with the mic and he says, Trick, if you're watching, I'm ready. Bring your best next week because soon your story's going to end. Whatever that means. Kevin Owens comes out. Oh, daddy. We didn't get our $40,000. But we did get 17.5 and only lost 2 popularities. But we're going to say he calls out AJ Styles anyways, even though it's on a cooldown, because Kevin Owens, he says, you tricked me. You politicked your way into a fatal 4-way match, and you know I'm not good at those matches. So next week, me and you, one-on-one, world title on the line, and it's going to be even sweeter because whoever loses that match, they got to declare for the Royal Rumble. Because if I can't take that title back from you tomorrow or next week, then I'm going to win the Rumble and take it back from you at Mania. Let's see how phenomenal you really are. The tag titles. Damian Priest wanted no partner, but he's got one of the best partners you can ask for, baby. It's Max Impact. So this one starts out with Priest starting the match. He's holding his own against Fatu. He kind of goes over and he tags Max out of a obligation. Max runs in head first with so much energy and just runs head first into Solo's chest and starts laughing. Solo and Fatu beat up on Max, but he keeps popping back up, asking for more. You know Max Impact loves the pain. At one point, Max Impact pulls out a foam finger to block a Samoan spike, and it works. But Priest tags himself back in, and he hits a spinning heel kick on Fatu. But Solo pulls him out and smashes him into the steps. And Max crawls back in the ring, howling. And we know that the Max Impact lives, baby. Fatu goes for the Samoan splash, but Priest rolls away and tags Max, who screams. And he accidentally drops Fatu into Solo. And Priest hits the bisexual chokeslam on Solo. Max dives off the top rope, and he misses because he lands on Fatu's foot, who screams in pain, but he scrolls back over, pins Solo. 1, 2, 3. Priest and Max Impact are your new tag team champions in a 2.5-star match, but we all know it was way better than that.
Bang. Majestic week there. That rust was gone immediately for us, boys. We're too good at it. We're too good.
Yeah.
Too good.
For WCW, the rundown, 3.5 stars in the opener. Rhea Ripley over Roxanne Perez in the tables match. Their rivalry up to level 3. Karrion Kross and Brutus Creed of the Creed Brothers with some assistance from Sonya Deville. Take down Dante Roberts and Bobby Marquis in a 1-star tag. 1.5 stars, Austin Theory defeats Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers, starting a new singles feud. Rivalry up to level 3 as Tatum Paxley defeats Kalani Jordan. And in the main event, Dakota Kai tells a pun, and it causes Gigi Dolan to fall to the mat for a 3 count. She is now back as women's champion. 3.5 stars in that match. Dakota Kai and Liv Morgan have their feud go up to level 4. On the call side of things, Roman Reigns calls out The Undertaker for level 4. On NXT 2.0, it is Ashante V. Adonis winning a Fatal 4-Way Extreme Rules match over Chuck McWagon, Uncle Howdy, and Dragon Lee. 3 stars on that match. 1.5 stars, Io Sky, the women's champion, defeats Sol Ruka in non-title action. Axiom takes down Dr. Punching Stone. 2 stars in that match. Their rivalry now up to level 2. Alba Fire able to handle Hail Mary, who might have been a little distracted trying to look ahead of the manifestation. Alba Fire 1 star on that win. And then the Sandman hangs on to the gold, at least for tonight. 4 stars on that main event. Rivalry up to level 3 for Sandman and Braun Breaker. Over on Raw, tag team action. Tim Naya, thank you for saying that, Canada, because I would have. Hearing you say it, I was like, yeah, I'll lock that in my brain, make sure I say it right. Tim Naya able to take down the Meta 2. 2 stars in the match. Rivalry now up to level 3. Ace backdraft, baby. What a superstar.
Dude, I love that, man.
Known odds defier. Ace backdraft for the second straight week, despite a GM interference attempting to help Argus the Great. It's Ace backdraft ruining Canada and costing him $80,000 in the
Burning
process.
it in front of me and then extinguishing it.
Yeah.
We'll see what Ace backdraft has up his. Well, I was gonna say have up his sleeves, but he doesn't have sleeves. So.
He ain't wearing any sleeves.
He ain't got no sleeves. I need to find that clip and insert it. Because if you're not a member of the CodyVerse, you didn't hear me talk about a Taz call that lives rent free in my head that we were chatting about during the Mania 19 watch along.
Global's got something up his sleeve here, but he has no shirt on, so he has no sleeves.
Angelo Dawkins takes down Ludwig Kaiser. 2 stars in the match. But the drama was after, as Montez Ford has had enough. Says, Doc Daddy ain't the smoke. 2 stars on the match. Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins starting a feud. And Drew McIntyre, 2.5 stars. Dude, I love Drew McIntyre, but every time you cut a promo, I'm like, I can't draft him because I'm not going to be able to do promos like that. That's a fucking cheat code right there. Drew McIntyre, though, gets the win over Baron Corbin tonight. 2.5 stars in the main event, baby. Damian Priest and Max Impact are your new tag team champions, taking down the Samoan Werewolves. 2.5 stars there. On the call side of things, Brooks Jensen, John Cena stays level 2. Trick Williams, McIntyre sitting level 3 now. Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch sitting level 3 now. And finally on ECW, 3 stars the opener. Maxine Dupree defeats Fallon Henley. It is stale, but they're still getting those 3-star matches. 2.5 stars, Lyra Valkyria over Tiffany Stratton, their rivalry up to level 2. Coral Anderson defeats Logan Paul. 3 stars, rivalry level 2. 2.5 stars for Ivy Nile over Blair Davenport. Their rivalry now up to level 3. And in the main event, 4 stars, Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Luke Gallows, hanging on to his world title, but he injures himself in the process. He is out for 6 weeks. That new feud will probably disassociate by then. AOP calls out the Good Brothers for level 2, and Javon Evans calls out Alpha for level 3. For ECW 101 rating score, they also used a power card to get some extra fans in there. 29,000 fans for them, $86,000. For NXT 2.0, it's going to be a 94 rating score, 14,000 fans, $68,000. For WCW is going to be a 96 rating score, 17,000 fans, $42,000. And if anyone wants to sign Dante Roberts and Bobby Marquis, they work well as a tag team.
Might have to now, baby.
And then finally for Raw, an 85 rating score, 7,400 fans, and $99,000. But Max Impact and Damian Priest have immediate tag team chemistry. Cheek gonna grab to the moon for his commissioner goal this week. Injury rehab coming my way on WCW. And we get the health spa for Sub Performer, which I believe is 3-star matches. So we got the last one of those. I think we got that at the end of the last episode, and I'm just now getting the card because I only had 2 that weren't marked. Network special, big get there for Canada for his commissioner goal. And these are the standings. So we talked about, I was like 18,000 behind Armando. He's been extending it and then using whatever power card he used this week to get the extra fan bonus. He's extended the lead again. So Armando is up 42,000 fans on me. I'm up 21,000 fans on Canada. Canada up 1,000 fans on Cheek. So very tight race right there. And we'll see how the combo of Nakamura getting hurt and the power card blitz affects Armando's go-home show.
Oh, 1 second. I wasn't expecting it to be me off rip. All right. Oh, no. Ooh, Kit Wilson and Braun potential. All right.
Interesting.
Hey, boss, I've been talking with Braun a lot. He had a great idea. We should team up for a tag match. I think we'd actually make an awesome tag team. Can I convince you to take a chance on us? Book us a tag match in the next few weeks, boss. Man, that's
a team.
It's crazy enough to work. So what? So wait.
You would have
this is the go home show?
Yeah. So you would have to do it the go home, the pay-per-view, or the first show after the pay-per-view.
Okay. We can rock that. All right.
Let him know.
I'll let him know, boss. All right, hey, boss. I just got a little carried away. I just needed to work some things out. Takes a hit. But I'm excited to be back. Yeah, you caused me a lot of trouble, you piece of shit. I like to see some improvements in your attitude. Or I'm sorry, Bill. You've shown me that I can't rely on you. Dang.
Bye.
I think... I don't know. If I say this, that she needs to improve her attitude, is she still going to be...
No, I
So
see-
she gets a small morale. Basically, if someone gets suspended like that, if they come back and apologize, they'll get a little morale lift. Or moderate.
Okay,
So, yeah.
good. All right, good. That's what we needed. Yeah, she's a little better, and I could be nicer. What the hell? I was cool with you
true.
doing whatever you were doing the whole time.
This is true.
Bro, what? Anyways,
Damn.
oh, network special if I do not book my most popular fighter. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. Just for funsies, who is my most popular fighter?
Sandman.
Oh, Salmon. Okay, we can actually probably do that. Oh, right. Okay, Jade Garca, or that fighter needs to fight Isla Dawn within 3 weeks. So let's just get in before I start even looking at stuff. I'm just gonna start booking. Io Sky, there we go. Rivalry renewed. No, it's not gonna be a title match yet. Oh no. Dang it. This is the go home show.
It is.
Ugh. And they're both face. Ugh. Ugh.
Oh.
One of the greatest blunders of NXT history. Damn it. Gosh, put this stupid title on. You know, let's just work through this together. I gotta figure out who I want in the PLE. I think we know. Okay, I think we know. So let's just start booking things. Yeah, you like that? You like that
I do.
speed? You like
I
that
do.
speed?
He's going crazy. He's going crazy.
I actually wasn't paying attention at all. I'm gonna have to re-delete everything and start over.
Fuck boy.
Dude, Fiend, what's going on, bro?
Dude. Come on.
Dude, I have totally neglected him this whole
Back
these 4 weeks into.
It was tough. He got to 100 popularity off that shakeup, but he was at 0 stamina for the first show, so he just didn't have a dance
Yeah,
partner.
I had to do what I had to do. Okay. This actually isn't like a terrible card. It's just like this being face just disgusts me, and I don't know. I just didn't catch it. I just didn't pay attention to the disco bell because she was blacked out. So yeah, just a huge miss. Kit. We'll have him do advertising, even though he's probably just going to be abysmal. I don't know if I want Triton to pursue a rivalry with Chuck McWagon. I feel like that's just, as much as it pains me to say, I feel like it's beneath him now. And it just disgusts me because Triton's probably like, it is beneath me. So we're just going to have him do self-promo and just see. Actually, no. I'm gonna have his big ass do some training. Who's left? This is it. Okay. Oh, ooh. Actually, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I can't forget about this. All right.
Oh, buddy.
And because I need it to be peaked, we gotta do the double down. Even though one of these spots could definitely be wasted if this hits, then this one's all for nothing. But we gotta make sure it's level 4 bricked up for the PLE. Okay, so I think that's good. Let's see. What's my finale? 32, 33. I think this is curve. I think this is curve.
Curvy.
The curvatures.
Yes, curvatures. All titles on deck. Goodness.
Those were all the titles getting put on back.
Damn it.
Oh yeah. So, man. So okay, interesting thing here. This is a big trust. How much do I trust Braun Breaker to absolutely bang this promo? If he gets this to a level 4, if I trust he can, I can take Sandman out, thus getting a network special.
Which is a pretty nuts card.
So, I gotta do it. I gotta risk it. I have to put trust in Braun Breaker. So we're gonna put Kit back in, do some advertising. You know what? Ew, I don't want to pay 15 grand for him with his level 3 mic skills. All right. I think, yeah. Okay, now I gotta go ponder some things. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Ooh.
I know.
Chica. Looks like you're saving that for next year. I don't know. Spoiler alert.
Who gets to go to the moon? Man. Realistic options, manifestation,
Do that, man.
Bronze, Soul, Triton. Even Jade and Neo aren't bad. I gotta... After their next match... I think I'm gonna wait for just to see how things play out for a second. Show logistics, I just have no money. I would have to clear out these.
Yeah,
I'd have to clear out everything.
this week.
Okay, so anyways, all right, so let's have some fun. Do TLC, because that's there. We're gonna do 2 TLCs because we can. Anybody here got a match specialty? No. Anybody here? No. Anybody here? No. Okay. Tables. Tables. Let's do extreme rules. Mix it up. All right. That spices up the card just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Oh. What the?
So that shows that they won't let you double it for the same card there.
Because you did it.
Because
for
I already
him.
used that same card on them, so they're saying you'd have to. That's interesting because last year it would just stack and you'd get hit like back-to-back weeks. This year they're just like, no.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Interesting.
All right. Not yet, boys. Not yet. I'm just gonna... I'm gonna lay low. Oh my gosh, not that. All right, yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. So anyways, we're gonna get this. This is locked in, but man, I'm putting so much trust in Braun Breaker.
Yeah, you are.
And
You'll
he's
be able
only...
to blow it off regardless, so at least.
I know, but
moral
he's
victory.
only like, what is he, level 3 on the mic or whatever it is,
Yeah.
so... Hold on, I just gotta make sure. Titles. Okay. This is... Alright, that's a pretty damn good show, though. We bounced back after a get-me-through week, a little limp biscuit.
All right, time now for me to limp.
Because you're a pimp.
Karrion Kross, good that I know you can keep your word. Have to say you really look out for your talent here at WCW. Karrion Kross, it's an honor to have you. We got his morale even better, and he picks up an easy win. Liv Morgan, not happy losing the strap last week. As former champion, I'm enacting my rematch clause. I want a championship rematch against Kai. Nobody else better get a shot before me. I'll make it happen. That'll be easy enough. And she gets small morale boost, and we're good. Okay, so double checking. That is okay. So that and then Finn's promise for my 2 open ones. We're gonna do Finn's this week. Check power cards right off rip. The submissive is also tempting here this week, but we'll kind of see where things go. Whoops. Commissioner goal, do not book your most popular bruiser for a veto star. Most popular bruiser would be Roman Reigns, which is easy enough to do since him and Taker are already sitting at level 4. I think that's probably going to be the pay-per-view match due to that. I wasn't sure what match I was going to take to the pay-per-view, but I think it's going to be that one now. So we'll start setting things up here. Fatal 4-way for the U.S. title. So we're going to close out. We're going to get Demon Finn's promise. We're going to close out his feud with Tony D'Angelo. And then the U.S. title's on the line. So we might as well include Grayson Waller since he has the feud with Chad Gable going. So fatal 4-way match there for the U.S. title. Chad Gable somehow has just continued to win these matches. He's been an unbelievable champion because he's defended this title a lot, and he's defended the title a lot in multi-person matches. We'll see if he's got another one in him. Because of this, I can thankfully also book a women's title match because I can use a physio to keep Liv Morgan safe. So we're going to knock out her promise here. Get Dakota Kai in there. Now the question is, I have 2 ways I can do this here. And I was thinking Rhea and Roxanne would help the match more, but Rhea would be risk for injury. So I think we're actually going to give the lower level stars here a shot. I mentioned I'm hoping that if they blow off this feud at the end, it helps them out long term. So we're going to do this. I'm more confident in the guys in that case just because those 2 are lower. And then we are going to put a physio onto Liv to get that taken care of. And then probably what we'll do then with Roxanne and Rhea is we'll either carry that feud to the Mania Go Home or Mania. We do get 2 mid-card matches apiece at WrestleMania. So they could fight at Mania. I could randomly do a cage match there. So I think we're going to self-promo Roxanne this week to keep her upticking there. Elsewhere, so Undertaker Roman goes to the pay-per-view. Now, the downside is if I do the matches as I have them with these multi-person matches, I do lose the ability to essentially close out an extra feud in the middle of the show. So we might actually risk the injury here. We've got 2 rehabs. Yeah, we're going to risk it. So we're going to make a pivot here. Unfortunately for Kalani and Tatum, they're going to just have a stipulation match to blow off their feud right in this women's title match. But I think having 3 feuds blow off in this show sets me up better. So we've used the physio on Liv. She will be fine. Rhea could get hurt in this match, but we've got the 2 cards to help that. We do blow off the feud between these 2. And then do I want to use... I'm thinking about going get the tables and giving them a tables match here because we've got a false count anywhere boost, we've got a cage boost. I'm potentially adding a submission boost, so we're starting to build these up. And I don't think based on the match rating, they got 1.5 stars last week, so I don't think this would cause this to overtake anything else. I could also put this match also as a tables and say one of the 2 get boosted. But we're going to go like this. Try to give these 2 a strong close to their feud. Now for the two other matches on this show, looking at what we've got, who's available. So we're not going to do McAfee and Abracaslam this show because McAfee is going to turn back into a good guy to complete that challenge. I'm going to book that before I forget. So Pat McAfee is going to get his coffee. Whoops. And then we could go Cross and Ciampa, but Ciampa would be risk of injury. Let's go by stamina here. We could run back Austin Theory versus Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers. Johnny Gargano doesn't have a singles feud. I could put him in something this week just cause. Let's do Shotzi and Raquel, Giant Cruiser. And then let's do Creed's at risk for injury too. Let's do Johnny Gargano, and we're going to give Abracaslam a match. I might do a triple threat here because Austin Theory's just got so much stamina. Same with Karrion Kross. I could throw both of them in there just for the hell of it, but we'll rock this. Then let's have Roman try to get me some fans. Let's have Ciampa try to get back some of that pop he lost last week. And then the final promo slot, we're going to see if I can get lucky with Undertaker on a training montage. He would have to hit 9 or 10 on this to get to level 10. But we're going to see if he can get there. And then I don't think I want to use any other cards. I do have a health spa now, but I don't think I'm going to use it here. I think after the pay-per-view is probably when that's going to be smart, or when I book that Falls Count Anywhere match. I am going to grab Submissive for future use. And then logistic-wise, that's probably going to be a Season 2 thing. We took advantage, got logistics rolling when we had the Angel Investor. I think we're golden. So now it's what stipulation I would do. So we already put tables match there. TLC is a high stamina cost. I've been doing those a lot because that's I believe that's Gable's specialty. Yeah, you can sort of see it there. What do we got up here on the women's side of things? Gauntlet match. We're gonna give the ladies a gauntlet. Winner gets +5 pop and ring XP. They'll lose extra stamina, but whoever wins this isn't gonna be featured anyway because they won't have the stamina anyway. So we'll put that there. And then debating between Extreme Rules and TLC. I don't need anybody from this match at the PLE, so let's just do the TLC. Let's go with the match specialty there as well. That's part of the reason why Chad Gable basically gets his stamina back, successfully defends his title in a TLC match, and then has to sit out 2 weeks. That's been the Chad Gable arc. And then, yeah, we've got 2 non-feuds here, but this Giant Cruiser, so that could be decent. This match is probably going to be my bummer match of the night. We are over budget because I'm a moron. I wasn't paying attention as I was going there. So we can make some pivots here. That's not that big of a deal. So we are going to take the chance of tables match outdoing it. We need to clear 21K. So if we turn Roman into a self promo, that gets me to 9K. I could hold on this role change since Pat McAfee's rivalry might get replaced. So let's do advertising. We're going to have advertising from Karrion Kross. And then since they do have a feud and this is a multi-person match, heel doesn't kill it as much. We'll add Pat McAfee to that. That gets us underneath the budget. If the power card hits this, we've got a 5-star main event. If it doesn't, we've got a better mid-card match. And then this gauntlet should do pretty well. And then we've got Taker Roman for the pay-per-view, which will probably be a cage or Falls Count Anywhere based on the cards. Could be a smish match as well. Most popular bruiser for Vito Star. That was Roman. If I want to take out Roman, which I could, let's give a self promo to Brutus Creed of the Creed. Actually, we're going to also have Brutus Creed of the Creed Brothers advertised. Boom. That gets me the power card there. The Vito Star could be helpful in the future. The role change will wait. The interference will wait. Everything else is golden. We send it in.
Oh boy. Oh brother. Oh boy.
Oh, wow.
My. Okay. Jerry Sweat says my contract with Raw will expire at the end of the week. It's time for me to move on because you are a piece of shit. Jerry Sweat says to me. Okay. Fair enough. Flip the script is also moving on. He's saying his final number. Ace Backdraft will also expire at the end of this week. I can't say I've been loving it. Dickhead. Goodbye, Ace. I understand. This will be my final week of Raw. Armando Alejandro Estrada is pissed. What was that stunt you just pulled? You got to stay dirty if you want to win. If we want to play that way, fine. Watch your back. He's going to attack me soon. Oh, no. Jacob Fatu says, I love performing on the bigger stage this week. About time some proper fans got to see the biggest talent in wrestling. Thanks for staying on top of things, Fatu. I got you, baby. Kevin Owens says, what happened to booking me and Trick as a tag team? We waited weeks. We didn't get word from you. Disappointed doesn't begin to describe how I feel or how much this stings. I thought I could trust you. And he went from smiling with teeth to a neutral face. Don't worry, Kevin. I got you. For limited stock, we're not resting our tag champs this week. That's just not happening. Do I have any other? Nope. Expiring. Okie dokie. Let's go. Book. First thing I want to do is might as well change over Montez Ford before I forget. He's officially a heel. Returning on Doc. I think we're also going to have John Cena call out Brooks Jensen and hope that works. John Cena's level 3, Brooks Jensen's probably a level 2, I'd assume. 4. Brooks Jensen's going to call out John Cena, the IC title holder, calling him out. I think this is where we're not going to rest our tag champions because we're going to do the flip-flop. Max Impact and Damian Priest are calling out. No. They're calling out Argus the Great and Drew McIntyre, baby. Where's Drew? There we go. Because Drew, he's got something to do tonight. Drew's got something to do, and that's he's got to whip that trick. That's what he's got to do. Where he is. Am I blind? Where is? There he is. Holy moly, Moses.
That's always the craziest when you're just like, I don't see what I'm supposed to be seeing.
Yeah. We're not doing Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa, not yet anyways. Like we said, we're going to do this world title on the line. I don't know about it main eventing. We might have to see if I have do I have a tables match? Ooh, beginner's luck. It's just too expensive for my blood. We do have a tables match. We're going to throw that into a tables match. Put the title back on, and we're going to go boost it up just to make sure it gets a decent curve going there. World title, both got great popularity. I think this will play. I think I don't know if we're opening it with this yet, but the tag champs Meta 2 last week they had a match against Tim Naya, and Tim Naya absolutely crushed these two. So we'll do that. And who do I want to book? We got a level 4 here. But I don't think I want to end that yet. I think that's going to be our pay-per-view, boys.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, because our world title doesn't. Our world title doesn't have a feud, so I don't want to throw that at the pay-per-view. We got to have a feud at least at the pay-per-view. So,
No, you don't.
Obafemi, Ludwig, Kaiser, John Cena, Brooks, Jensen. I think that's gonna be the move. What type of match? You'll have to wait.
Dude, if you do Argus the Great, Jerry Sweat at pay-per-view, I will Venmo you like $2. $2 American.
$2. Oh, jeez. Oh,
Oh.
wait, right. That's what we got to do. Obviously.
Yeah, we gotta get that ace backdraft.
Yeah.
Shut up. We're not doing ace backdraft. I'm not doing that.
Oh, come on.
We're not doing that. We
Dude.
need our 40,000, please. Where's Johnny?
Dude,
There it is.
results.
Maya
No
T. Kirk
results.
looks like she's gonna stab somebody.
She might. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Just ace backdraft it.
No, we got red
Oh,
flame.
oh Red Flamer. No.
Hell yeah, the red flame is back. Oh man, that would be a great feud. The red flame versus ace backdraft.
Ooh,
Damn.
can he douse the flame?
Yeah. Well, we won't. We won't have to find
Think
out.
of all the puns.
Yeah.
I can give you some if you need.
That's okay. So could Dakota Kai.
Dude, can you put ace backdraft in real quick though instead of flame?
Oh yeah, sure.
Cool. Go ahead and submit
Go
the
ahead and
card.
lock that in, and
I just hope somehow ace backdraft still wins, even though he's not in the match.
Dude, I hope the
not.
match ends in like a draw and they don't declare a winner somehow.
I will literally just leave this planet. I think we're
You're going to the moon.
gonna grab local or email sign or damn it, email campaign. Yeah, got there eventually. We need the people to know that we have a show going on, so we're gonna book that. Tag titles on the line. I might throw this on the TLC maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna do that because we need to make this a good card. Oops. I guess that's gonna have to be normal and normal and normal. Well, we got the curve for sure then at least. This is gonna be a good match. I wish I could have a stippy stip, but it is what it is, man. Okay, I think I got everything. Just checking titles. There is no other titles on the line. We got our $40,000 coming in. Finally. Next week's show. So we're not using that, and we're not using bad publicity yet either. Hell Spa. Do we have anybody that needs it? Fatu can just chill for now, considering he's getting about 2 weeks off. All right. I think that's it. Locking her in. Oh, yeah.
Look at you, coward.
No, I forgot. We're not doing that one. We're not doing that one. Okay. I'm cowardly booking this in.
No, he's not.
Yes, I am.
There we go. All right. Let me hold on. Gotta get my bearings straight. All right. Dude, okay. So Jade Cargill steps away from her strong advertising game, says I can perform in the ring as well. Sul Ruka back by her side. Our lovely female tandem, even though they are not the women's tag champs, but that changes tonight. That's right, I'm gonna say it changes. Alba Fire, Isladon are a dynamite duo. They are the stars. We paid a hefty price to get them on our brand, but you know what? I just have a feeling that tonight, the homegrown duo of Jade and Soul get it done and pry the titles away from the newcomers. No, I'm just kidding. Isladon, Alba Fire are too hot to handle, and they come away still tag team champions, undisputed. The rivalry grows to level 2. And then the friend Bray Wyatt says, "Don't forget about me. I'm still a part of this brand as well." And he rakes in almost 18,000 in cash. Loses 6 popularity, but it's all right. His pop's pretty high, so we can stomach it. So the friend being friendly pays off in multiple ways. And then Disco Belle, that son of a bitch, she's got quite an ego on her. She has the brass to tell me that I'm not being nice enough. After I let her go on hiatus from the brand, I do not terminate her contract. Oh, gosh. Anyways, so Io Sky has been waiting for this rematch to absolutely wax the floor with this jobber. To absolutely mop the floor with her. She's going to turn her upside down, dip her afro into some water, and mop the floor with it. That is what Io Sky is going to do to Disco Bell. Let's see. Dude, no freaking shot.
Damn.
Oh my god. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
The rivalry doesn't grow.
I just
But
need to take it to Mania.
Disco Bell's dude, there's no shot Disco Bell ends up fighting in our Mania card. Anyways, something, she comes away the champion, and yeah, the rivalry doesn't grow, but her afro does. 3 sizes too large. That's insane. Let's go, dude. You know what's, and speaking of insane, Braun Breaker is an absolute unit. And you know what? He could do it all. And he can pass.
Ow! And he can pass!
And he can call out Sandman to a beautiful level 4 feud. I risked everything on this man because by him getting this call out to level 4, well documented, we now get a very lucrative power-up card. I forget the title of it, but it doesn't matter because it's going to help us in the future. So, beautiful job. My investment in Braun Breaker has paid off beautifully. And then, speaking of investments paying off beautifully, I have one that might not quite pay off so well. Dr. Punching Stone. He's actually been a pretty decent jobber for me. He's played a pivotal role in NXT this season. And Axiom has been there the whole way, too. And you know what? The feud has a chance to grow even more than Dr. Punching Stone's mustache has in the past few months. And Axiom going to come out to the ring and absolutely dominate. He doesn't know. Do you think Axiom has a mustache of his own underneath that mask?
Ooh, good question.
Does he? So maybe for the finale of the Axiom and Punching Stone feud, if Punching Stone wins, does a unmasking happen to Axiom to find out if he has facial hair? Stay tuned. And then Triton's big ass says it's time to get in shape because I have WrestleMania coming up. It is a King's event, and I am the King of NXT. And he gets 6 ring XP, dude. Good job, Bubba. And then Extreme Rules. The manifestation is good now. Nothing to fear but fear itself. And Hail Mary says, I don't buy that for a second. I'm sending you back into the depths of hell, you hell spawn. She does it. And that is a rivalry complete, my friends. 3 stars. Was it worth the money I paid to have the manifestation switch roles? Probably not. But you know what? Hail Mary doesn't care. Because Hail Mary just sees manifestation. She gets angry. She goes out and dominates inside of the ring. Manifestation sent home packing. Beautiful job. Hail Mary, after a bad match last week, has a big bounce back when it matters most. And speaking of bouncing back when it matters most, Kit Wilson, buckle up, Buttercup. He gets a better attitude about him. He doesn't lose nearly as much pop this week. Only 1. Doesn't get us as much money, but you know what? Overall, the value there, much better, much better. Almost $7,000 in cash. Beautiful job, Kitsters. And then the main event. The Wyatt 6, Eric Rowan, Uncle Howdy back in the ring together. They're putting their titles on the line against the Usos. Jimmy Uso, this is his specialty, the TLC. He's ready to roll. Jey Uso, he lost a lot of fans last week cutting that promo, but you know what? He says he's going to get him back this week when him and his brother put on an absolute show and dominate this finale and come away holding gold. Imagine if that was the world we lived in. It is not. The world we live in is one dominated by Uncle Howdy and Eric Rowan in tag team tandemship. The titles stay on the beautiful waists of the Wyatt Six, and they grow the rivalry with the Usos to level 3. And that is how you put on a go-home show.
Powerful work there by NXT 2.0, and we head over to WCW, and it's kicking off with a gauntlet and something I didn't think about. We know it matters in spectating. Don't know if it matters in the simulation, but we know in spectating the order you place them is the order they come out. Simulation, no idea if it matters. So if we were to watch this, Liv and Dakota would kick it off, followed by Rhea, followed by Roxanne. Will that make a difference or not? It didn't really, because Liv Morgan needed. There it was. We knew there'd be a chance there, but 4 weeks isn't that bad. We aren't going to book Rhea Ripley at the PLE. We can use an injury rehab 3, and then she's going to be ready right afterwards there. So thankful that the injury wasn't longer. But in this match, Rhea Ripley and Roxanne Perez, they were actually the ones that started the match because we're not spectating. They started the match off, and they were going back and forth, and Rhea was taunting Roxanne Perez, but Roxanne Perez kicked her right in the calf, and something happened. Rhea Ripley just buckled, bellowed out in pain, which allowed Roxanne Perez to sneak in and get the pinfall. And then Dakota Kai walked out with her joke book, and Roxanne Perez, before even hearing it, said, hell no, it's not worth it. I did what I came here to do. She walked out of the ring, got herself counted out, and while Dakota Kai was taunting, Liv Morgan comes in, hits Oblivion before Dakota Kai could even open her mouth. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan wins the gauntlet, getting back the Women's Championship in a 4.5 star opener. And then Brutus Creed of the Creed Brothers says, hey, we need the money. We need the money. We want fancy logistics. We want big time matches. It's the road to WrestleMania. And I'll sacrifice whatever I have to do to make a few bucks. And then 7 fans are like, all right, sacrifice us. And he's like, all right, cool, bet. $82.50 to the money. But Brutus Creed does lose 7 fans in the process. And then this was going to be just a tossed on match between Johnny Gargano and Abracaslam. But then I was like, well, Austin Theory's got a ton of stamina. We can put him in there. And then I was going to have Pat McAfee cut a promo, but we didn't have enough money to do that and the match types. So I said, okay, actually, Pat McAfee, you're now going to be in this match. And he was pissed, man, because I let him know before he had his coffee. So he is furious in this match. And he is so furious that he can't even focus on the contest. Abracaslam tries to use a magic trick to raise his spirits, but Pat McAfee's so pissed that he doesn't even believe in magic during this match. So it throws off Abracaslam's entire offense. And while that's going on, Austin Theory, he's trying to hot dog the crowd, the babyface Austin Theory, trying to get everybody behind him. And Johnny Gargano just rolls his eyes. He ends up putting Pat McAfee in the Gargano escape, gets him to tap out. 1.5 stars. Disappointing match. We expect that not to do anything crazy, and that did not do anything crazy. Tommaso Ciampa back out in the ring, and he said, look, last week I was out here with charts and graphs, and that's not me. This is me. And people are like, dude, hell yeah, man. Screw the graphs. We don't want graphs. And he gets 4 fans because of it, making up for what he lost last week. Tatum Paxley and Kalani Jordan, they were a little disappointed because there were rumors swirling that they might be in the women's title match, but that ended up not being the case. But they do get a tables match to close out their feud, and Kalani Jordan finally able to conquer Tatum Paxley. She has failed throughout this feud to get the victory, but tonight in the tables match, she finally gets it done. 2.5 stars, ending the feud. Hopefully those two get a little popularity boost on that for the Mania build, and who knows, maybe one of them or both of them end up in the Royal Rumble. Training for The Undertaker. We were taking a shot in the dark. 9 or 10 would have gotten him up an extra level. Gotten him to level 10. Give him a little boost going in to the match with Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. And before he started his training montage, Sonya Deville said, hey, here's what you need to do. And Undertaker held the paper and it said gain 9 ring XP. But he got confused and he was turning the paper around trying to read it, and he ended up turning it upside down, and then he went 6. And he got 6 ring XP because he didn't understand that he was supposed to get 9. Then Shotzi and Raquel, they've been a little bit on the sideline here, especially Shotzi after coming up short. And she blames Raquel a little bit for that failed title match at the last pay-per-view. So she's trying to come in here, step up, prove a point in a singles match against one half of the women's tag team champions. And she does just that. And a rivalry starts. We're never going to be mad about having rivalry depth here as we go down the home stretch of season 1. Shotzi with a 2-star victory, starting a feud with Raquel. And then Karrion Kross comes out to the ring and says, I heard what Brutus Creed of the Creed brothers had to say. He said he would do anything for money and make any sacrifice. And I'm willing to do the same. And a couple people stand up and go, okay. And he points, he says, no. I am willing to make a sacrifice, but I'm not going to. You are simply going to listen to my words and give me money. I am the prophecy for a better WCW. I left ECW because I deserved it and you deserved it. So we're going to go around the ring. We're going to collect funds, and I will not suffer for this. And he didn't. $97.50 on the dollars. No popularity loss. And then the main event, Chad Gable gets notified by Sonya Deville. Look, Finn Balor wants to have U.S. title match. He's been feuding with Tony D'Angelo. Grace Waller's had issues with you. You're going to defend the belt tonight in a fatal 4-way. And Gable said, can it be Gable's rules? And she said, no. And Gable's like, can it be TLC? I'm really good at those. And she said, no, I'll give you, I'll let you have the T. I'll let you have tables, but that's it. And unfortunately for Chad Gable, that was what cost him, because he got so confused during the match that he instinctively got a ladder and he started climbing the ladder, and he looked up and his United States Championship wasn't there. And Finn Balor slithered his way into the ring, power bombed Chad Gable from the ladder through the table that was set up beneath. And Chad Gable finally dethroned after an incredible run as United States champion. Finn Balor, your new champ. The rivalry, I think both rivalry, or no, excuse me. Chad Gable, Grace Waller is only level 1. So it blinking made me think 2 completed there. But the rivalry between Demon Finn Balor and Tony D'Angelo comes to a close in a 5-star match there. I'm going to assume the match card hit this one and not the mid card, which was perfectly fine. That's why we did how we did it there. So a 5-star main event on the Go Home show. We'll take that every time.
Lucky. Okay, in this one, it's the Meta 2. They're your champions, and they laid down the challenge that last week with all the swagger in the world. But Temnaya, they didn't reply with words. They replied with actions, and they won the match. So tonight it's official. The women's tag team titles are on the line in a TLC. So one would think this kind of favors the Meta 2 here. And that it does. The Empire holds. Strong Lash and Jakara power their way through, use their speed. And I think once Temnaya got out of the ring, it only took one to cause that distraction, while the other one jumped in with a ladder and ran up to grab their tag titles. That's how you work as a team. Maybe one sacrifices themselves for the greater good. Montez Ford, we cut back from commercial break, and he's already in the ring, and he's got a microphone. He says, "You're all shocked, aren't you? One little super kick and you all are acting like I burnt down the performance center. Well, let me break it to you for the people in the cheap seats. I sat back for months, for 19 weeks, and watched Angelo Dawkins get title shots, get main event opportunities. He gets cheers like he's the one carrying the Street Profits, and me, I get left holding the damn solo cup." And the crowd starts chanting, "You sold out! You sold out!" And Ford goes, sold out. Nah, I cashed in on me. I cashed in on Montez Ford. Dawkins was never the star. I'm the charisma. I'm the highlight. I'm the smoke. And now I'm burning down everything that's held me back. Walks out. It's gonna be an interesting one leading up to WrestleMania for those two guys. They've known each other so long. And this one, all right, baby, we're getting a guaranteed $40,000 because Ace backdraft. He's putting out a fire somewhere else, baby. So let's just go ahead and simulate this one. And Argus the Great stands in the middle of the ring. He lifts up Angela, and 2 lightning bolts fire out. One hits Flip the Script, one hits Jerry Sweat, and they both crumple down. Argus leaves the ring with Angela, doesn't give a shit about the match. Red Flame's like, oh, all right, I guess I'll get a free win. He pins Jerry Sweat because he likes his sweaty, baby. And we get our 40 grand. Brooks Jensen, he calls out John Cena, and he goes, I'm going to play my song for you live here right now, right here, right now. And he goes up to the laptop that's sitting on the commentary desk. He hits play. Nothing happens. Hits play again. Nothing happens. That's because John Cena has stolen his USB drive with the disc track on it, because John Cena, he said it wasn't a fire disc track. He said it was trash. But him stealing it, maybe he's using it as inspiration to come back with yet another fire beat. Now we go over to Drew McIntyre versus Trick Williams, baby. And Trick, he's out first. He's all game plan, baby. Drew enters now, and he's got, I think they're just kind of passing Angela back and forth as they walk back to each other, because Angela has proven to be quite the deal breaker for Drew, but not quite for Argus. So we'll see where this one lands, as she just keeps going. In a 2.5 stars, the blade never lets down Drew. And now that it's out of the ground, it's helping him win match after match. And Trick goes for that trick shot, but Drew headbutts him and hits a thunderous claymore. And that's a 1-2-3. And Drew McIntyre, he wins, baby. And the tag team champions, they said it doesn't seem like Solo and Fatu are interested. They had their rematch shot this week, and they're not even in the arena this week. So I don't know what that means. And we need 2 challengers. And coming from the back, coming off his victory, and coming off almost killing 2 people with lightning bolts, Argus and Drew look over at the monitor, and they see these 2 pair of goofballs with their tag titles, and they look at each other, and they know just what to do. And that rivalry kicks off. So we got it, baby. It's basically Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest, but we also got the local talent in there. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Hopefully the big boys can carry those local talents. And man, this one's been a weird one, because it's all about who I am and who you are. Eddie Thorpe claimed he was Baron Corbin, and Baron Corbin didn't know what that means, so he kind of panicked and said, no, I'm Eddie Thorpe. So actually Baron Corbin is Eddie Thorpe, and Eddie Thorpe is Baron Corbin. It's very confusing, and that's why this is ending this week. And Eddie Thorpe wins the match, and he grabs the mic and he says, I am Eddie Thorpe. No longer. I'm back to being me, and I am who I am, and I'm not green shirt guy, but I'm me. I'm Baron Corbin, baby. So even though Eddie Thorpe won the match, Baron Corbin, he's back. And you can't, I don't think you can hate that, in my opinion. We're back in Nick Aldis's office. Obafemi is already there. He's literally tossing papers off Nick Aldis's desk, and Nick he's kind of flustered. He's like, what the hell? He goes, Oba, I thought you wanted Ludwig first. You handled that unfinished business before anything else. That's what you told me. And then Oba leans in. He grabs a handful of papers, crunches it, and he says, I'll handle Ludwig. I'll crush him, and then I'll handle John Cena, and then I'll handle Brooks Jensen. And then he slams his fist into the desk. He says, I'm taking my Intercontinental title back. You want me to earn it, Nick? Put me through the gauntlet. I'll start the damn gauntlet. And Nick looks at him and goes, all right, Survivor Series, you got your gauntlet. Obafemi says, good. Tell him to run. And Obafemi, he's going to be starting the gauntlet. You're going to have to see who's coming in second and third. But Brooks Jensen, obviously, as the champion, will be fourth. And we will be spectating this gauntlet match. It's our first spectating of Obafemi. I'm so damn excited. And that is a level 4 rivalry. So that's going to be good. Speaking of no rivalries at all, we got a tables match between Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. Now, these two, they've been going back and forth 4 weeks over this World Heavyweight Championship. And the rivalry is still too fresh to pop another one, but that's not going to stop. If it doesn't stop ECW in first place, it's not going to stop me, baby, because these are our 2 most popular guys. So Kevin Owens, AJ Styles. This is a tables match for that World Heavyweight Championship, baby. But the air of Raw stays phenomenal. This one spills out onto the ringside. And Kevin Owens, he sets up a stunner near our announce table. But AJ Styles, he leaps up and he Pele kicks KO in the head. And KO lays on the table and on the announce table. AJ Styles climbs up, picks up Kevin Owens, and hits the Styles Clash on top of the announce table. It breaks, and that counts. This match is over. A legendary 5-star match. No rivalry, but AJ Styles is still your World Heavyweight Champion.
And then we head to ECW. 6 talent removed from this show. I feel like they still. I feel like they still got most of what was going on.
What the hell? Cheating. Well, like I guess Javon could be out, and Shinsuke was injured. So.
Yeah, Shinsuke got injured. I don't know if he caught it. You've got, but literally most of their feuds are there, and then they have Omos teaming up with, I don't know if that's Akam or Razor, but A or OP.
That's Akam because he's Canadian. I know the Canadian one now.
Ooh,
Akam's
okay.
Canadian.
Respect.
Yeah.
So yeah, that looks like they got popped, but they were still able to get some of their feuds going into the go home show. So our diabolical plan didn't go as well as we would have liked. And hopefully this match doesn't go as well as Armando would like. 3.5 stars in the opener. Trish Stratus crashes the party for the Fallon Henley Maxine Dupree feud and gets the victory. Closes the feud between Fallon Henley, Maxine Dupree, and Trish Stratus now for sure has been in the ring. Maybe we'll see her at Survivor Series. We'll have to find out. Alpha calls out Javon Evans and says, maybe you were forced to not be here, or maybe you chose to not be here, but it's always tough. It's as if these guys don't know what Armando's going to do. So I don't know when I'm going to fight you, but when I do, how bouncy you are doesn't matter because I'm going to keep you buried to the mat. Their rivalry up to level 4. And then it's Coral Anderson and Logan Paul. I think they're level 3, so it should be a feud closer here. Logan Paul, though, gets back the winning ways, and it wasn't level 3 because it doesn't say rivalry complete. So Logan Paul wins. That rivalry's sitting probably level 2 then, I'm guessing, and will be pushed into Mania. Luke Gallows calls out Shinsuke Nakamura and says, hey, I'm still the man that's due. I'm the big LG. And you better hope that you're not back by WrestleMania, because if you are, I'm taking the ECW World Championship back around my waist. Blair Davenport, Ivy Nile. This one is level 3. I'm very confident there. Blair Davenport avenges her loss from last week with a 3-star victory, closing out her first ECW feud on top. And then Andre Chase says, hey, man, we got to get the new fans. We need the fans because so many of our great stars aren't here tonight. And he gets 2,000 fans in the process. Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton. Their feud coming to a close here. Lyra at threat for injury. She wins the match and stays healthy, and I'm a liar. Level 2 on their feud now goes to level 3. I thought that's what they did last week. I'm losing my mind. Clearly, Lyra Valkyria gets a 2.5-star victory. And in the main event, it is Tornado Tag non-title match here. Duke Hudson and Stax Lorenzo, the champions, taking on Akam in the O and AOP. Omos. Razor, I'm guessing, got hit by the car this week. The card, good God. I need to just go to bed. 4.5 stars. Stacks and Duke Hudson get the win in this match. The tag titles are there, though. Were they on the line? I mean, it's not on the line in the other picture, though. I don't know. But Stacks is injured for 5 weeks, so the tag titles may also be held up in a mystery location through WrestleMania. But the champs get it done to close the show. Very strong. For our rundowns, for WCW, 4.5 stars in our opener. Liv Morgan winning the gauntlet, getting back the women's championship. Her feud with Dakota Kai coming to a close. The feud between Rhea Ripley and Roxanne Perez also coming to a close there. 1.5 stars. Johnny Gargano wins the Fatal 4-Way Schmaz. Abrick Slam and Pat McAfee have their rivalry go up to level 2 as Johnny Gargano gets that victory. 2.5 stars. Kalani Jordan closes her feud with a tables match victory over Tatum Paxley. Shotzi starts a new feud with a victory over Raquel Rodriguez. 2 stars on that match as they begin their feud. And then in the main event, it was a 5-star main event. Chad Gable has finally been dethroned as United States champion. Confused about the rules of a tables match, Finn Balor takes advantage, gets the title. Demon Finn and Tony D'Angelo have their feud come to a close. Chad Gable and Grace Waller stay level 1. And then no callouts for me on NXT 2.0. 4 stars in the opener as the Unholy Union takes down Soul and Jade, keeping their tag titles in the TLC match rivalry up to level 2. Disco Bell with the upset here. But I mean, she's got all the stamps. She's got popularity, and now she's got the championship. 3.5 stars. She takes down Io Sky in the tables match. And the rivalry sits level 2. Rivalry up to level 3 is Axiom takes down Dr. Punching Stone in a 3-star tables match. Extreme Rules as Hail Mary defeats the Manifestation, closing out their feud. And in the main event, it was TLC action as the Wyatt Six keep their gold over the Usos. 4.5 stars on that match. The rivalry goes up to level 3. And on the call side of things, Braun Breaker gets the job done. He and Sandman sitting level 4 going into Survivor Series. For Raw, the Meta 2 complete their rivalry over Tim Nia, hanging on to the gold in a 4-star TLC match. The Red Flame finally gets Canada that luxurious money. Ace Backdraft couldn't hurt him anymore. Winning the Fatal 4-Way over Flip the Script, Jerry Sweat, and Argus. The Great Drew McIntyre gets a 2.5-star victory over Trick Williams, putting their feud at a close. Baron Corbin has rediscovered that he is I am what I am, say I am me. 2.5 stars over Eddie Thorpe. I think that was a pretty good rundown of that.
That was
feud.
good.
Yeah, thank you. And then in the main event, 5 stars. Canada proved, look, the tables match power card. Despite the fact that this rival was on cooldown, these two guys had the popularity. They had the title. They have the power card. They have the tables match. And AJ Styles wins it in a 5-star main event. And on the call side of things, Brooks Jensen and John Cena now level 3. And then the tag feud has officially begun, between Damian Priest, Max Impact against Argus the Great and Drew McIntyre on ECW. 3.5 stars. Trish Stratus crashes the party, winning the matches. Fallon Henley and Maxine Dupree close their feud. Logan Paul, 3-star victory over Coral Anderson. Their feud sits level 2. Rivalry comes to a close as Blair Davenport gets a 3-star victory over Ivy Nile. 2.5 stars for Lyra Valkyria defeating Tiffany Stratton. Their rivalry now at level 3. And in the main event, Tornado tag action. The tag champs get it done to 4.5-star match over Akam and Omos, but Stax Lorenzo does get hurt for 5 weeks in the process. Call side of things, Alpha calls out Javon Evans for level 4, and Luke Gallows calls out Shinsuke Nakamura for level 2. For NXT 2.0, a 113 rating score, 61,000 fans, $12,000. Uso and Uso work really well together as a tag team.
Awesome.
Crazy. For WCW, it's a 111 rating score, 58,000 fans, $46,000. For Raw, a 103 rating score, 48,000 fans, $87,000. And for ECW, a 113 rating score for them, 62,000 fans, $48,000. Cheek will grab network special for his commissioner goal. I will grab Vito Star for my commissioner goal. And these are the standings. So Armando able to extend his lead on me a little bit again. I think that 1.5 star match was my burial there. So despite the fact we had a 5-star main, a 4.5 opener, that 1.5 there brings the show quality down enough to let Armando extend the lead. He is up 46,000 fans on me. I am up 19,000 fans on Cheek, and Cheek is up 11,000 fans on Canada. As we go to Survivor Series and see who gets their emails.
Me? All of us. This is all of us. This is all of us.
Ooh, no,
Okay,
Max Impact.
That did not hurt as badly as it could have, for
Yeah.
sure. That could have been way worse. And now you two have to sit there and worry about who you're who's gonna get hit for.
And
for
the
a while now.
fans
I gotta
got to
click on
stay locked in.
You gotta subscribe. Oh boy.
Bro.
Okay.
The scroll
Keep
bar
locked
is
in,
always
everyone.
crazy. Keep locked. Keep locked.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Triple H says you're not gonna like this, but Chicago Jackson, Max Impact, and Tamina will have to miss the show this week. That's fine. Trick Williams says, I don't see many new faces at the show. I think we need to get the word out there about Bramore. I just updated the advertising, dude. Okay. You're right. We'll get the funds together. So I think by the time he's in the next show, I might have to trade Trick Williams. I'm not gonna lie. We might have to trade. Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to do? He's excited to be in front of that next crowd. We'll have to worry about it later. Oh no, AJ Styles, you're such a bitch, dude. He wanted to be in the last PLE, and now the PLE's in his hometown. He thought he left Gainesville for good. You're from, what the hell's Gainesville? Well, I think I better go out there and show them what they've been missing. He can cut a promo. That's what he can do. He can cut a promo. That'll be fine. I just thought of that. You got me once, but now I got my payback. We got it on everybody. I'm just doing different accents for Armando every time. I don't know what's going on there. Fair enough, but this means war. I got that card too. I remember where that came from. Okay. Hey, boss, I probably know this. Oh, yeah, let's go, Femi. Let's go, baby. You probably got plans for the PLE. I haven't been in a lot of PLEs. I would put on a hell of a show. Yeah, you will, because you're starting the gauntlet. He knew. John Cena says his contract will expire. He's interested in staying for $46,000. We will take that. All right, Sarcophagus is up and out of here. Just saying, she is probably going to be our women's rep if she's leaving. So we will be able to get to see Sarcophagus this week, I believe. We'd like to see her before she goes anyways. And Max Impact says, hey, man, my contract at Raw is up at the end of the week. You damn well better stay, you son of a bitch. He's happy he'd probably take 825, honestly. But I'm not going to disrespect the man himself. So that sounds great. And we basically just used the $40,000 we got to sign some more people. There we go.
So Canada, you see your emails there. You had a flood of emails. You also got a little bit of a preview there on the ECW Extreme Rules card. And that is, we did a random spin to determine the AI brand and the AI GM. And ECW, 1 PLE per year. They can hit us with that Extreme Rules card. We lose 3 champions. Like you said, it didn't hit you too bad. And you got Obafemi excited to perform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you noticed last year, every Backlash, every week 5, we got hit with the ECW power card. No, wait, you were ECW. We got hit with the This Is Raw. Just a minute player. I am all over the place. It was just a minute player.
Figure it out, kid.
I know. So the AI would hit us immediately on the first pay-per-view. Teddy Long hit us with just a minute player every single Backlash. This time you can see the AI is holding off, but it probably would have been better to use it on each of us at the go home show because it hit 3 superstars that are not even going to be in my PLE. So I'm totally okay with that ECW card smacking me the way it did. And I just feel like these 2 weeks were perfect for me. I booked the way I wanted to book, got things going, feuds were feuding, and we end them at the go home, and we got new things. We got a whole brand new tag division with new superstars there. We got, oh man, I'm just so fired up for this pay-per-view too, because we're gonna watch the IC title, and Obafemi said it himself. He wanted to be a part of it. Damn it, he's gonna be a part of it.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see Obafemi too. He was one of those guys coming into the year that it was like, dang, he'd be sweet to get on the brand. I think he was one of those we all kind of had our sights on. You snagged him up pretty early in the draft, and for good reason. On my side, I am a little worried about the Extreme Rules card, because if it hits Roman, I'm in trouble. I cleared a lot of feuds with the intention of Roman and Undertaker being my spectated match. Now, obviously, I can put another match there, but that is the only feud that could be resolved at the PLE. So if Undertaker gets hit, or excuse me, if Roman Reigns gets hit, I now have to put a different match on, and I won't have a level 3 or level 4 feud to do it. So I can still put on an okay match, but it's definitely going to hurt the quality of what I'm able to bring at the PLE. So sitting in second right now. I thought the go-home show I would make a good dent, but that 1.5 star match in there ended up hurting me a lot. We've theorized that, and I think it really does confirm on these go-home shows, if you have a really low-rated match, it does tank what the rest of your card was, because we had a 5-star main, we had a 4.5 star opener, but having that 1.5 star match in there hurt that. We still had a good show. But if I can put something on there that's 2.5, 3 stars there, I probably gain some ground on ECW instead. We fall a little bit further behind. Obviously, it's multiple seasons here, so if you don't catch them by the end of season 1, it's not the end of the world. It just means more keepers. But I want to catch them by the end of season 1. I'm too competitive, so hopefully Survivor Series will be a step to do that. Cheek, on your side, I mean, the surprise of Disco Bell getting the Women's Championship, but also the awesome story here. Braun Breaker steps up for you. So, again, kind of same scenario for you, really. But assuming Sandman doesn't get hit by that card, Braun Breaker versus the Sandman at Survivor Series.
Yes, that's exactly same. We're in the same boat. I need Sandman to evade that card. If he gets hit, we'll pivot and we'll make it work. But it just, that's going to be a tough blow to overcome, and that kind of sucks. But all that means is that we retaliate hard against that douchebag Armando Alejandro Estrude. So it'll be all right. We'll take it as it comes. We're just going to see where we land. And no matter what, we're going to put on the best PLE we possibly can.
Absolutely. And I'm excited across the board. We know for sure we're getting that IC title gauntlet. You guys know what matches Cheek and I want to bring to the table. We'll have to see what that Extreme Rules card does. And if you're wanting to know what that Extreme Rules card does to us and what ends up happening at Survivor Series, you're going to just have to subscribe. You maybe even toss the notifications on so you can be in there in the live premiere, shoot the breeze with us during the Survivor Series pay-per-view. And again, as a reminder, we keep reminding it, after Survivor Series, we do our yearly Royal Rumble special. So if you have superstars on our rosters that you're hoping to see in that Rumble, male or female, because it's intergender now, make sure to get in the comments. Let us know. Obviously, we'll call it out here. We'll call it out the Rumble as well. If it is a local talent, a jobber that is not a normal unlockable in the game, it is relying on them being on community creations. So if there's a jobber you want to see, call it out, but just pray that they're on the PC community creations, because if they're not, unfortunately, we can't bring them in. But until Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble, beyond that, hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully we find a way to find a way. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Toodles.